happen.
Ha! Hey, good evening, everybody. It's 10:24 where I'm at. I can imagine it's a little bit later or a little bit earlier where you're at. I just hung out with Bear, the Gen X, when he was talking about self-publishing a little bit ago, and that was a very interesting topic. So if you're watching my show and you haven't watched his, go back and watch his. It's
And
a
then go
very
watch mine.
interesting stuff. Or watch Shadows, or
Better yet, Jackie just dropped a new video on Agenda 444. Go check that out. I'm going to send the link out to everybody and their mother because it's very good. It's very short, so you got no excuse. Spend 2 minutes watching the boy do some animation and throw in some Easter eggs and stuff.
that's fair. All right, here comes the bear, the one and the only.
You're muted, Bear.
No, he probably knows.
I said your face is an Easter egg. You fucking
Oh,
My
Oh!
face is not an Easter egg. My face is
disappointment.
properly adorned for
your
the
face is
time
a constant disappointment to women everywhere. It's okay. Hey, what's up, boys? What are we doing? Hey, that's the way. I speak that language too.
just chilling. Literally, it's like 27 degrees, some crap like that out here. My dog's already had enough.
I've had enough. What should have took only 45 minutes to drive home. It took me an hour and a fucking half. I mean, I like snow. I like skiing when I could. I like making snowmen when I was a kid. But I'm fucking over it.
Yeah, not a fan of snow. Hold on just a second.
Yeah, go strangle the dog.
Hey, come say hi to Conall.
That's nice. Jesus Christ. Fucking StreamYard. Doesn't that have dark mode? Jesus Christ.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Jack?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Why don't you go up to your room, yeah, and get on your laptop, and I'll send you the link, and you come talk to us like a big boy.
Or not allow him to condescend you like a inconsiderate ass and tell him to go fuck himself.
Option A, option B.
I'm gonna offer option C. Go upstairs, and then tell him to go fuck himself.
Now that's using your head.
Yeah. Well,
More than
I
appears
just,
Not
Or
just for
you-
hanging my hat.
yeah. Well,
So you guys-
I'm probably gonna go to sleep in like 10 minutes. So
School night.
Kids today with your school nights.
I know.
It's only 8:30 my time, so that's how much he loves school.
Yeah, I'm just so excited to go back there.
God.
Really, I am.
All right. Well, you got winter break's kicking in here pretty
Shut
soon.
up.
So,
So how you guys doing?
getting
We're
ready
having a
for
postal strike.
kind of getting ready for Christmas, trying to get in the Christmas mood.
Christmas is not happening for me this year. I lost my credit card, and my credit card company is only relying on Canada Post to send out the replacements. And they're on strike. And it's like, why? You're a fucking credit card company. Spring the extra $10 to courier it to me.
Oh,
Hell, charge me the extra $10 to courier it to me.
damn! I remember you
Well,
saying something about
Yeah,
this.
I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Okay.
All right, a couple streams
I'll be
ago.
back for upstairs.
I was hoping, it wasn't going to be that fucking bad.
I was really hoping to surprise you for Christmas, man.
Well, shit happens, but thank you. I appreciate the thoughts.
No one needs to see you naked, Shadow.
I was sending him a package. You pervert.
And what kind of package?
Cocaine.
But this big.
But this big, it's all fucking compressed Colombian fucking marching powder.
Hey,
Wrong kind of snow. Don't do
who
drugs,
wants to go
kids.
skiing this Christmas? I do.
Well, if you do that, you go skiing down the fucking sidewalk.
Yeah, those
Jesus.
days are long gone.
Oh, those days never arrived for me.
I'm glad to hear that.
I worked in the film industry and just had to look at people on blow to go, yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah. Well, I was pretty young and hung out with the wrong crowd, and oh wait a minute, I was the wrong crowd.
I mean, you were on Richmond Fast Times at Richmond High. We know what kind of crowd you hung out with.
I wish that was amateur hour compared to the people I hung out with. But that's not a flex or anything. It was a huge waste of time and things. So
I'm kind of figuring out. I'm trying to figure out what movie I want to torture my daughter with. It's either going to be the Gremlins because she's never seen it, or because we always do the Harry Potter every Christmas for my Thanksgiving, like New Year's. We'll watch Harry Potter movie. We've been doing it since she was little. But I kind of want to break her into some of the other Disney movies. It being not Disney movie, Christmas movies. It being Gremlins, Home Alone, Batman Returns, Die Hard. You know, proper Christmas movies.
Scrooged, best Christmas movie ever. I would go with Gremlins early on. Keep the regular tradition. If you've got a New Year's thing, keep that. I love traditions. But see how many you can squeeze in. You know, make some popcorn and, you know.
I'm going to have to learn how to use the other stream that everybody's bounced over to at some point. I got an account. I just haven't figured it out yet. You can't do that. Yeah.
Oh, it's piece of cake. Piece of cake, and it's better, I think. I have no problems with it. It does a lot of things easier. Uploading and using my music is free, and you know I can have the chat where I want it. And did I mention it's free?
Is there a number allotment, like you can only have X amount of people, or
you can only have 6, but you get unlimited time?
Oh, that's nice.
Very. I'm certain they're going to change that, like in the new year or something. But for the time being, you know, they've been good to me. And whereas StreamYard just literally lied to my face no less than 6 times when I tried to actually give them money, but it was right before they upped their prices and they didn't want me to get in on the old deal. So they kept lying and saying the payment wasn't going through. When I was on the phone, one hand, I got my bank on the phone waiting for the charge to come through, and them on the other line saying, "Oh, it's bouncing back. They're not accepting our money." And I'm like, "That's a load of crap. My bank's right here telling me you're not trying to, you know, take my money."
Gotcha.
And then like 2 or 3 weeks later, the prices went up considerably, like I want to say like 30 to 50% more. And they wanted it all at once. They didn't. They had this thing where you could pay monthly, and it was a little bit more. And that's what I was going to go for because, you know, I could keel over, and you know, that's a bunch of wasted money. Or I could go on vacation, any number of things. No, they didn't want that.
Wait. Shadow go on vacation. That means he has to leave his home.
It's happened before. It's a rare thing, but it has happened.
So, no Christmas for you. Are you doing like anything? Just
whatever money I had, because what I do is I live on the card and I pay the card off every month.
Right.
So all my money's on the card. So now I was going to pay off my card and I'd have it free for Christmas, but I'm not doing that. So I'm just keeping the money in my account until I get the new card, and then I can pay off the old amount, which sucks. So I'm gonna be lean, mean, non-Christmas machine, I guess, and I'll just do more fucking writing.
That's always good.
A few dozen Patreon posts I gotta get ready. I'm working on the second book now. You know, I'm just gonna do that shit. April's working on Heroic. Everybody's doing their thing. I got nothing to do. I'm gonna create, and I'm just gonna stay home. So I'm going to a movie tomorrow with a friend.
What movie are you seeing?
War of the Rohirrim.
I know Craven's going to be a shit show, but I like the actor who plays the main character. I've enjoyed most of his work.
Craven the Hunter from Spider-Man.
Yeah. I'm like, what does that have to do with War of the Rohirrim?
That's my
Did
tough.
you ask me what movie I was going to see just so you could then tell us what movie you want to see?
No. I'm circling back to it. I'm going to
Yeah,
try
you-
to do a double feature tomorrow,
Okay.
where I'm going to see the Token movie and that one. So I see one crappy one and one good one. I feel somewhat maybe complete.
That's weird
I
because
don't
this is literally the first time hearing of the new Lord of the Rings movie. I didn't know there was such a thing.
Animated.
No,
War of the Rohirrim. And what's her name? The girl that did Lord of the Rings with Peter Jackson. Philippa, whatever. The chick was the producer. She produced this.
Oh, okay. I joke around, not joking around. I always thought the Lord of the Rings Fellowship, the original three, I thought they could do more with animation than they did with live action. I kind of enjoyed the live action ones. Just never been a big fan of his work, but I always thought they could get away with more and put more in with the anime version of it via live action.
I
I
don't
mean,
know. I think animation would be hard pressed to beat what Jackson did in so many.
I don't know. I prefer Ralph Bakshi's 70s version.
Really, I've seen all of them multiple times.
All of them, which are the Jackson films.
Well, yeah, and I've seen all the animated.
There's
Yeah,
only
the
one
Hobbit.
animated Lord of the Rings movie that's worth watching, which is the Ralph Bakshi one. The Hobbit, Return of the King, all that shit, that's Rankin Bass, and it's for kids. It's singing and stupid. Where there's a whip, there's a way, all that bullshit.
What is it? The Return of the King. I've only
That's-
seen that one like once or twice. That one was a hard one to find and see up until recently. I think like I said, I've only seen that one twice. I've seen the Hobbit a dozen times. Lord of the Rings used to play at midnight at the movies, so I've seen that one 50 times. Just I get more out of the emotions of the actors' faces and things like that from Jackson's versions.
Nah. The Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings, the reason why I like his movie, because it's just Fellowship and a little bit of Two Towers. The reason I like it is because Gimli is treated with respect. Gimli is not comic fucking relief.
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah,
that's
the
incredibly
dwarf
fucking fair.
costume thing really irritated me, as did a couple of things that Jackson did. But for the most part, it was just such an epic journey to to finally get to see, in living color, I guess.
No, I love Fellowship.
No, yeah,
Two
that
Towers, meh. Return of the King, meh. But Fellowship, I love Fellowship.
oh my god, I literally almost tear up every time Gandalf falls and the characters are outside the mines and it goes silent except the music. I don't know if you guys have ever had that actually happen to you. If something traumatic happens to you where you literally can't hear what's going on around you. You know what I'm talking about, like in a fight or something like that.
Yeah.
I've literally experienced that. So when I saw that for the first time, I was just like, for a second I had to check myself to see if my ears were working. I'm like, wait, there's music. This is, one
So
of
you
the
weren't having a stroke.
one of the most emotional scenes I've ever seen on the big screen.
Movies. There's like only a handful of movies that will fucking make me tear up at the end of it or somewhere in it. But that Fellowship was a great movie. I enjoyed it. I think I was in my last year of high school when that came out. So when Two Towers popped, I was in college and I went to go see it because I saw the first one. Might as well see the second one. Theory, and there was just a fucking line of incredibly fucking hot girls and fucking elf ears and whatnot. I'm like, I think I'm missing something here.
What's up, TCG? The other scene in that movie, especially the cartoon, when Frodo and Galadriel are at the mirror, and he offers her the ring. I'm just like, oh my god, every time. And there have been times I've had to walk out of the room when that scene comes up.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm a big wussy, but
I love Fellowship. I absolutely adore that film. I think it's so good. Boromir's death scene is like, actors live an entire career to have a moment like that. Just like, He deserved an Academy Award. He was robbed that he didn't get an Academy Award for like best supporting actor.
Absolutely. Such a fine actor and
Sean Bean.
literally a national treasure in my opinion.
Sorry, Sean Bean or Sean Bond. He doesn't get to pick both.
I saw the scene and I'm like, oh crap, this is gonna suck. Now, before I saw the movie, I didn't read the Lord of the Rings. I read The Hobbit years ago in high school, but I never actually said, I'm like, I'm done with the fucking Hobbit. I don't fucking want to read another one of his books. Some odd freaking laters, the guy over there and Jade made me read. I listened to the series. I'm like, they had Andrew. The guy who played
Andrew Dice Clay reads Lord of the Rings.
That would be amazing. Oh my god.
Biggity bobbity boo. Oh. Tom Bombadil. He's
Andrew
fucking
Serkis?
a river.
That can't be
Talk
right.
about who should be in wet. Oh. Yeah, there you go.
That would be funny.
It'd be something. How about
It
funny?
would be something.
I think it'd be a crime against humanity, but it would be something.
I'd watch it.
Guys, my eyes are burning. I gotta go to bed. It's like 11, almost midnight here. My eyes are just.
No worries, man.
Thanks for showing up.
My pleasure.
Good seeing you, man.
Oh, look, you got a cameo from Beans. Hi, Beans. Okay,
The other Beans.
Ass in gear. Hang on, he's got to figure out how to climb again because he gets.
Every time you
stupid
say
with
Beans, I keep thinking of that movie Hocus Pocus as a kid.
Good night, gentlemen. I have to deal with this now.
Take care. We'll see you soon, man.
Not day.
All right.
You going inside?
Yeah, it's very
It's
cold.
freaking cold, kid. Get inside.
Yep. Take the dog with you.
I don't know if he'll follow me.
I mean, I know a certain aspect of your manhood just dropped not that long ago. I hate for them to pop back up.
Okay. It's not that cold. And besides, I like the cold anyways.
He literally has the air conditioner on up in his room.
Oh,
right
if
now.
you like this cold, you'll make somebody a great husband because there's a lot of frigid women out there. But that's besides the point.
Yeah, he's literally going to go up to his room where it's going to be colder upstairs than it is here. I'm not
That's
joking.
not true. My room is warmer than this.
Only by a few degrees.
Okay, more than that. Maybe like 10 or something.
To be completely honest, when I go to bed, my room is cold. It has to be cold. I can't sleep and it can't be warm. It can't be room temperature. It needs to be cold, even in the winter for me to pass out.
Not me.
Oh no, yeah, it also needs for me. It needs to be cold as well.
Which kind of helped when I was married because I don't know if it's all women, but especially the ones I dated and I was married to, they have a habit of sticking their cold ass feet on your legs.
Yeah, that's not allowed.
So, really quick, Jack, do you have any Christmas plans?
Any Christmas plans?
Yeah.
I know my family's coming over for Christmas Eve. I don't know if they're staying till Christmas. I don't think so. They are? Okay.
You should have to sit down, put on Amazon Prime, and watch Violent Night. Now, that is a Christmas special. That is a great movie.
I'm probably just going to listen to Fishman for 24 hours straight.
Actually, there's a movie. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a movie I want you to watch. And all seriously, it's called Hundreds of Beavers.
I feel like I've heard you mention it before. It's
a black and white with live action black and white. It's a no sound. It's like very much 1919, old style movies with like a Looney Tune kind of feel to it. I think you might appreciate it. It's a really good movie. Me and Justin have talked about it a few times. I just can't do Gilmore Girls for Christmas. I just don't have it in me.
I can't do Gilmore Girls at gunpoint, so I'm right there with you.
I mean, the mom's hot.
That was back then. Now what?
Well, that's a time capsule. She doesn't never get older. There's the movie Dazed and Confused, which I changed the line because it was weird when I heard it, and it's still weird now. I love college girls. I get older, but they stay the same age.
That's
Not as creepy as the original line. Would you say that's fair, Shadow?
It's still pretty. I mean, it depends. I mean, I'm older than you, so for me, it's creepier.
I turned 40 and somebody's like, hey, you can start dating women half your age. I'm like, half my age, what, 20? No. They got to be at least allowed to buy their own fucking beer.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can go the Little Women route, half your age and 7. You get 27. That's not bad.
No.
Just saying.
Yeah, no. I think I'd rather find a way to stick something into a toaster. Don't just let that one go, Shadow.
Gonna have to.
So, what Christmas movies are you guys planning on watching? What is your family tradition for movies other than Scrooge?
Christmas movie, maybe Scrooged. Maybe Santa Claus is coming to town. I like that old.
I'm gonna go. It's too cold.
All right, take care, buddy. I'll see you. I'll come up.
The old claymation.
Yeah, the one that has the abominable snowman and how Santa became Santa, versus like Rudolph or Frosty the Snowman or Little Drummer Boy, which I can't watch that freaking movie to save my life.
Little Drummer Boy.
Movie.
I know the song. We all know the song, but I don't know the story behind that one. And to be honest, there's a part of me that just doesn't really care.
It's to me, it's literally it's creepy because you're watching this little boy walk around in a diaper for the most part. It's almost as bad as watching the Jungle Book. It's just like, yeah.
Jungle Book gets a pass.
Hold on.
Jungle Book gets a pass because it has Baloo.
Get in there. Go. I can see that. I'm more a fan of Shere Khan and whatever the snake's name was.
Hiss.
Just because they made. Yes, there you go. They made really good bad guys as a youngster. I mean, really young kid. But there's so many classic Disney movies of the old days that I'd rather watch. I haven't seen Sleepy Hollow in 30, 40 years. I'd love to see that one.
I watched that one. I have Disney Plus. Say what you want about Disney. I don't technically pay for
Disney
it.
Sucks ass. There's
certain old Disney movies that you can only find on that platform, and I like
Robin Hood.
What?
Robin Hood. That was the first movie I ever saw. The Robin Hood cartoon.
Oh yeah.
The first thing I ever saw in the theater.
You need to watch Jungle Book, then bounce over and watch Robin Hood because it's more or less the same characters, only with a couple foxes and a few other new characters. Because Baloo is just now Little John. Shere Khan is King John. Hiss is, I think, no, he's not the sheriff, but he's a henchman. But yeah, those movies. Oh, good Lord, were staples as a childhood. I mean, Ron Williams' Hook movie was a staple as a childhood.
Oh, that's a great one. That's like one of the ultimate dad movies of all time. If that one don't get you as a father, you've done something wrong in your life. My little happy thought just left.
No matter if clapping is going to bring that back. Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams, Maggie Smith. I can't remember who plays Shmi, but that was a great casting pick. The kids that were, the Lost Boys were all great. One of them grew up and was in Band of Brothers. Hey, Per.
What's up, Per?
So, and the guy who played Ralphio, he was the voice for like a couple of cartoons for the next fucking.
Did he get into some trouble though?
I don't know.
I heard he got into like some big trouble. vaguely remember hearing that, but I could be wrong.
They all kind of in some way get into weird trouble. Hopefully not bad trouble, but oh, you didn't pay taxes,
No,
or
it
you.
was more like the bad trouble
I hope.
of
I
one
hope
sort or
not.
another. But it was a long time ago. So the further back you go, the more likely it is it wasn't the really, really bad trouble. You know what I mean?
If you're still out walking around doing cartoons, then it wasn't the bad trouble.
Well,
Well,
that's
that's fair. I get where you're going with that. But no, he was the voice for one of the characters in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and
okay.
that's a whole. He's the one that had the scar on the face character.
Good.
I mean, so that's like a whole different generation. Some, and it's weird going back and watching some of these old shows I watched back in the 90s or in the 80s. It's like the X-Files. Say what you want about the X-Files. It wasn't a great show. It was a great show for that time. And how many young actors that was on that, and you see grow up.
A lot of
other
people, a lot of cameo, type things that had lasting impressions because a lot of them literally started their career there. I think Jack Black might have. I don't remember. I don't
know
stand him.
No, his first movie was one of the it was one of the, I don't know if it's his first movie, but he did one of the Never Ending Story sequels. They should have stopped after the first. Honestly, I think they should have stopped after the first one. The second one wasn't too bad, but they really should have just stopped with the first one. He had a couple roles he wasn't horrible in. I mean, I think he's a goof as an adult. But he gets to be a goof. I've never heard anything about him that wasn't him just being a freaking goof. There's no like bad charges on him or anything of that nature. I mean, what his bandmate said at that concert was fucking uncalled for. As much as I'm not a big supporter of said gentleman, he should have never fucking said that.
Well, the two of them have said a litany of things in that vein, and had he not, I would own all his albums and all his movies.
Here's my going theory on this one. Everybody has the right to the opinion, and everybody has the right not to listen to the other person's opinion. Sure. But if we stop listening to music, reading books, watching movies, cartoons, because the person says something that you don't agree with, we just be staring at the freaking wall, playing Tiddledink with our fingers.
No, I disagree. I think there's still, no matter what side you're on, there's a lot of people that still adhere to those beliefs, and you can stick with your side.
I get what you're saying. I always try to separate to a certain degree. Depends on the
offense.
The offense. Bill Cosby, love Bill Cosby. Can't listen to any of his stuff because what he did was extremely wrong. Now, some jackass runs off his mouth about his political opinion. So fucking what? I don't care. Everybody else does.
For me, it's not just that though. Like political opinion, I get why some people are on whatever side. It's the other things. You know what I mean? So a lot of those things connect.
No, and I get what you're saying. You're not wrong.
Just as a dad, I've got to watch out for more things than other people do. There's a lot. It's amazing how many of us don't have kids. That bothers the shit out of me.
Well, let's go back. Let's go back to like the movie from earlier movies, Revenge of the Nerds. That's one movie I won't review on my channel because that movie is rapey.
Yeah, it kind of is. I don't know that there was any actual graping actually technically happening. I think it was really close to happening. I'd have to watch it.
The camera in the sorority house. I have a daughter, so my point of view on this is a little bit different. If I found out somebody stuck a camera in my daughter's room, even if she's in college, we're going to have problems.
Oh yeah. No, I meant the scene where The main character is on top of the other character, and she doesn't know it's him.
That's the other big issue because she didn't
I don't
know.
know that there was consummation, if you will.
It was implied heavily.
Yeah, well, I don't know that his pants were down and hers were down as well. So, considering the movie, I think they probably weren't. But had it gone another minute and a half before she discovered it, it would have been worse. Either way, it's still pretty slimy. Anybody who does that really needs a sack of oranges to the face multiple times, if not worse. So, yeah. But again, it was a product of its time, and you know, up to a certain point, a lot of that stuff, had that movie been made like 10 or 20 years even earlier, it probably would have actually happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it would have been legal, especially if it was prior to 1950. That's a joke, folks. So, yeah, I didn't like the movie anyways, because it was so over the top stereotyping a certain group of people that in ways resembled a lot of my friends, but in ways irritated us because we weren't that uncool. We never had those issues. We were D&D nerds, but you know what? We weren't. None of us were getting swirlies or wedgies or any of that things.
What movies of the day do you like?
Just about anything with Chuck Heston, I'm a big fan of. Right off the bat, favorite actor of all time. Those are earlier movies. Per real quick, for the most part, I've spent most of my life only watching science fiction or fantasy, a few action, adventure kind of movies, but I don't watch rom-coms. I don't watch most comedies or historical pieces or anything like that. It's all been geared to do what I do now, which is talk about science fiction and fantasy and role playing and stuff. What's up, Justin? You know where the link is? You want to hang out?
Oh no, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, I personally sent it to you.
Oh, okay, that's right. Sorry, I just did my show and I'm used to saying that. But yeah, it's like I subconsciously knew I was going to be talking about nerdy shit my whole life, so I just focused on nerdy shit my whole life.
I wasn't a nerd. I wasn't a geek or any of those things back in high school.
See, that's what I was talking about earlier. My friends were, they were all like metalheads, musicians, and there was the one or two computer nerds and a couple of guys that they just didn't get a break from life, in their physical appearance.
Yeah.
I hate to be mean, but so they had that look to them.
I mean,
but most of my friends, we were getting drunk and doing other things and relations and stuff like that at very early ages. We were like the bad boys, but we all played D&D, if that can narrow it down.
I didn't have time to play D&D as a teenager. I was
thanks, Per.
I was like involved in different sports. I had a fairly not active social life, but I had a girlfriend that kept me busy if I wasn't boxing or playing rugby. My aunt, who was one of those people that always had help charities and stuff like that. Like Christmas Day, we'd go to the local like church or whatever and hand out food, stuff like that. So any free time I really had, I probably had a book in my hand.
I only wanted to mention that, yes, he was inside of her before she knew who he was in Revenge of the Nerds.
Gotcha. That's pretty fucked up.
Very fucked up.
Yeah.
Legally rape.
Yeah. Yeah. He so the sack of oranges would be replaced with a sack of caltrops.
White phosphorus.
So
got the crazy eyes going there, buddy. Nicely done.
Some movies don't, but that was the thing. When that movie came out, there was also
I think it was
National
legally
Lampoon's
raped when that movie came out.
yeah. National Lampoon's Animal House is one of my favorite movies. I mean, that was basically the rugby house I lived at in certain aspects.
Mm-hmm.
That was like I said, that was very much my college experience in
I
certain
saw
aspects.
that one a long time. I remember very little of that movie. I wasn't a big John Belushi fan, to be honest.
So that's
Even early on, I recognized that he was a junkie and probably going to leave the world sooner than later because of his just absolute disregard for his own mortality, which is a shame because he did some things that I did like. A lot of stuff on SNL, which Justin hates, but
fuck SNL.
I
all of it.
I knew he wasn't going to be around, so don't get attached to him. Which is funny because I actually have 2 sealed miniatures of Samurai Night Fever, which is a Raoul Partha miniature of John Belushi as a samurai. Unfortunately, lead miniatures, 25 millimeter scale, and probably going to disintegrate the next time I look at them.
So it's a golf ball holding a samurai sword.
Basically, if I put them on eBay, they probably go for about $100.
Out of the original cast,
they get there safely.
Out of the original cast of Saturday Night Live, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray. Was Bill Murray on the cast? Yeah, Bill Murray.
Jane Curtin, Lorraine Newman, Gilda Radner.
Yeah.
Jane Curtin and Gilda Radner, some of my favorites, and poor Gilda left way too early, and poor Gene, because that was a romance made in heaven if there ever was one.
I've always been a big Belushi fan. I actually like his brother. Some of the movies he did, especially in the early '90s, where he runs into Michael. Was that the movie he runs into Michael Caine and his life gets to live the other version of what his life could have been. I thought was good. Him when he came
Red
out.
Heat was good. Red Heat was good.
Yeah.
Okay, quick question. You guys have seen Red Heat, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen both versions?
No.
Okay, which version did you see? I'm gonna just ask you a question. If you remember it, then I know which version you saw. At the end of the movie, what did Arnold Schwarzenegger give James Belushi?
Oh, I don't remember off the top of my head. I know that was like one of the few movies in Arnold's earlier career where he was okay being a bad guy, and that ended fairly quick after that. In the Terminator movie, he's like, I don't want to be the bad guy anymore. I know that was his thing.
Yeah, in the original movie, he gave James his I think it was a Tokarev, which was his handgun, because he said it was better than what Belushi had, and they edited that whole segment at the end out, which I thought was really kind of weak, because it showed that there was a real friendship that lasted, that he was willing to go back to Russia saying, I lost my gun, which would have been a big deal back then. He would have gotten in some serious trouble for that. And Belushi now had a freaking kick-ass, sidearm instead of that piece of junk that he was walking around with. And they cut that, bummed me out, and
there you go, Crafty Gamer. I thought you said StreamYard did not like you.
I can't get away from you clowns.
Wow.
Swear to God. It's going to be just like we just did this like 2 hours ago. But you know what?
What the fuck's with all the emojis? You better kick him immediately. He gets here for all them fucking emojis, man.
Knowing him, it's actually a secret coded message that only Jackie would be able to decipher.
Well, that's only because he's on acid.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, Jackie's new video crafting, go check it out after this show. It's really good. I mean, it's simple, but it's sweet, and he managed to make you, or at least me, like feel feelings. Watching it. And he's only 16, and he's a 16-year-old kid. He should only have 3 feelings at this point in life.
Were the feelings you waking up with blood dripping out of the side of your mouth and a headache, wondering where your clothes were and how you got into that field?
No, not those kind of feelings.
And Streamline doesn't like my old computer. This is my new one.
Welcome to the show, brother.
I don't know.
Holy
fucking
shit. Bo,
Earlier. Yeah.
if you want the link, I'll send it to you.
Oh my god,
This
he
is
was
like
on
a
my
fucking
show earlier,
reunion.
too. I know. It's like
Conall's
you know-
getting the band back together or some shit like that.
Boys,
literally.
town.
Which would be a far better movie than Blues Brothers.
Uh-huh.
Fucking
Hey.
overrated
All right.
crap. Both of them.
He's going to timeout. I'm
No.
sorry. Blues
It's
Brothers
funny
is
because
amazing.
when he was doing my stream, he kept doing that because of a technical issue.
Good
So
crash
I didn't
scene
know-
though. Don't
Yeah.
fucking do that again.
I'll just treat you like Omen Al. I'll just pretend that I'm the internet that doesn't like you. Click.
The internet wasn't liking me earlier, so
Yeah, Con. I wish you had some time, Conall.
I guess some time. It's in my herb cabinet. What do you want to make? Chicken, turkey.
Actually, that thought works out perfectly. I am making a joke game that I intend to release at some point about hobbits mostly stealing food. I have building in the ability for you to play the other side where you're making food.
We already told you. Conall couldn't play. He's not tall enough to be a hobbit.
Remind me to fucking punch Baron in the nuts.
Oh yeah.
I
I
wanna
make a
see
joke
that.
more often. If
I'm
that's
gonna see that as he folds you like a freaking cheap suit. Actually, that's not true.
If the
That's
punishment,
not true. That's not true, Con. All I have to do is kick his cane out, and he'll fall like
shut
a
up for a
sack
minute.
of
If the
potatoes.
punishment for me making your short jokes, Conall, is somebody else gets punched in the nuts, I'm gonna be making them a fuck ton more than.
You know, when Canada becomes the first 51st state, I'll just come up there.
Fuck you. We've never lost a war against you, and we never will.
Well, it's not going to be a battle. It's going to be an economic thing. We'll just buy you guys' ass.
No.
But
no,
here's the consolation prize. We
Don't
won't make
forget.
you one state.
Don't forget.
We'll make you 10 states. We'll make you the next 10 states.
We commit war crimes. Nobody else does.
We
Go
practically
talk
invented
to
war
the
crimes.
Native Americans in this country about what America thinks about. With
We
war
did
crimes.
those things. You get blamed for it. We're okay with that.
Hey, Bo, it's been freaking forever.
I know, man. What's up?
Nothing much.
I
heard work was more or less kicking your ass.
Well, I got an unusual schedule right now, and when I'm not working, I'm doing family things, and I'm not doing a lot of hobby things. I've got one game a week, and I've been trying to paint what I can, and I'm just not getting the hobbying that I used to get.
Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of this. I got a brand new hobby.
What's her name?
No, still single, unfortunately.
What's his name?
$60 can rectify that. For about
$20 is $20.
Well, it's $60 Canadian. I mean, that's like $15 US, right?
Right. No, I'm a partner at a cigar shop and lounge, which has been eating up a lot of my time outside of being a parent.
Oh, I figured you'd be. So does this lounge not have a full kitchen?
No, we were actually talking about putting a kitchen there, but as of right now, it's a very respectful, amazing enough, and they let me in. A little cigar lounge in my local area.
Nullifies everything you just said.
I was gonna say.
I told you.
You can have the Ron Swanson Turf and Turf.
Ooh, Turf and Turf is good. I told you, start with a deep fryer. You get like a good counter one, and a crock pot for gravy, and a little fridge for some cheese curds. Just make poutine. Nobody ever dislikes poutine, and if they don't like
cigars, though.
Well, it's food. It's food. It's food that you can eat. Wait a half hour, have a glass of cognac, and then smoke your cigar.
Was it the 30th of last month? We had a Churchill more or less birthday party for him.
Yeah.
Did you drink like Churchill though?
Since I'm going back through chemo, I've not been drinking.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, we want to keep you
No,
around, so.
he just starts drinking non-alcoholic drinks. You know, the stuff
No,
that
I
gets
do
you.
not. That's nasty. I didn't really give Sean a crap about it, but I can never understand the concept. Like, I want to be a crack. If there's no alcohol in it, where's the fun?
And most of them claim to get you drunk.
Well, there is a psychological thing that can kind of happen, but if you're that far gone, and you really should just.
The problem with a lot of those drinks is they're full of calories because they replace the alcohol with, and alcohol's already got a lot of calories, and you replace it with sugar, and then you're drinking some fruit drink with 800 calories in it.
Ooh,
I'd rather have a Guinness. You know how many calories are in a Guinness?
What, 100?
That's really low. I don't want to say 0, but it's really, really low.
Okay, wait.
With how creamy it is?
Yeah, I know. The other thing is, if you're worried about carbs and you like to drink, vodka is also really good.
No, but I mean, just alcohol is got quite a few calories in it just by virtue of being alcohol.
Yeah,
but you're right. The carbs that just adds to the. And so that beer was about on par with the soda pops. It'd be like 160 calories a bottle. But I mean, I could be mistaken. I haven't done any nutrition type stuff in a hot minute.
So really quick, Bo, you have kids. 125. Still, that's not bad.
Okay, it's pretty close to what I said. I said 140.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have kids. This is true.
What is?
Yeah, I know. I got a picture of them on my refrigerator. I pass every day.
That's creepy.
Why?
Because he sent me a Christmas card.
Because I sent Christmas cards, and if I had your guys' address, I'd send you guys a Christmas. Well, give me your address. I haven't sent mine out yet, which is because it's only like a week and a half this year.
My address
Thanksgiving
is 80 Blake Street, apartment 126, Toronto, Ontario. Area.
I believe that's probably true. So, but I mean, sincerely, if you want Christmas cards,
it is.
Send it to me send everything to me via, Discord messenger.
I don't want a card, bro.
But like I said, since it's only about 2 weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year, it kind of
I don't need a creepy picture of your kids.
Well, it won't matter.
Shadow needs them for a hit list.
Dude, my kids are freaking great, man. My kids are.
Well, yeah, but
if I want a picture,
it won't matter, Bo, because Canadian Post is on strike right now.
On strike, that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
No offense to both kids, but if I
still
really want a picture of kids of someone I'm not, no offense, Bo, but really good friends with, I'm just gonna take the pictures and Photoshop them and make them look like hollow children.
That's horrible. So, all right. Starting with you,
I'm gonna scratch their eyes out like a serial killer.
Wow. Starting with you, Shadow. I'm trying to get this show back on some kind of a Christmas tick. What
hollow children could be Christmassy. Just put Christmas hats on them.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't have laughter you can't have manslaughter without laughter.
Yeah, right. All right, I'll start with Bo because screw the rest of you guys. Bo, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Like a real legit Christmas movie or snarky Christmas movie?
It doesn't matter.
Let's see, favorite real. I like A Christmas Story. I like It's a Wonderful Life, and I like Miracle on 34th Street. But my favorite movie that has Christmas in it, that's not really a Christmas movie, is LA Confidential.
Ooh, nice. Young Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody Christmas.
Gotcha. Justin?
Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Oh, Gremlins. You can say Gremlins.
Gremlins was a good film.
Crafty Gamer?
I'd have to say my favorite Christmas movie itself is a classic, A Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie. But my favorite Santa comes from Guardians of what is it called? Oh yeah, just the Guardians. Where the ones where they had where the man in the moon has given powers to individuals. That is like the most badass Santa ever.
Huh?
I don't
Was
know
that-
that movie.
Never seen that one.
That is a good movie. You gotta watch that movie.
Was that Alex Bowman that played Santa in that movie?
Oh, I don't know much about actors, so I couldn't tell you.
I might be wrong.
It was a full-on Russian Santa, and he was a fucking badass.
Yeah, Christopher Pike was in it. Jude Law was the boogeyman. I saw it when it came out. All right, Shadow.
Rise of the Guardian.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think I saw that.
It's Scrooged.
Scrooge.
Love that
That's
movie.
a good one. That's a good choice.
With
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Okay, yeah, I like that one too.
All right, this is
Especially
a
the
throw.
end.
Yeah.
This is
The end part always chokes me up.
this is a throwback. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna say Crafty Gamer probably hasn't seen it. Let me put camera back on. The 1985 Christmas Santa Claus the movie.
Wait,
With,
which one was
Tim
that?
Tim Allen?
Wait. Is that the one with Dudley Moore?
Yes.
I was just watching it with my wife this week.
Describe what happens in the movie.
Oh, it's terrible.
I
But it's
love
got
that
a,
movie.
1994.
1985. 80 was it 84, 85?
I don't know, but it's that era.
Oh,
It's,
okay,
you know,
so it's
'cause
not The Santa Claus. It's just Santa Claus.
Right,
just
yeah, Santa Claus
Claus,
the
yeah.
movie. Dudley Moore, John. I can never pronounce his last name. He was on Third Rock from the Sun.
John Lithgow.
This guy.
Yeah.
I'm looking right at it.
It's about
the
there's like an evil toy company, and they kidnap Dudley Moore and make him make toys for him.
Oh, the one where he uses elf powder to make candy canes that can make people fly.
Yeah, he's like the misfit. He's
The misfit
Dudley
elf
Moore-
that nobody likes.
Yeah, he's the misfit elf. He gets tired of being overlooked. He's like, screw this. I'm out. He ends up like in New York. He hooks up with the evil toy company.
I've seen it once.
Never even heard of it, guys.
Well, I'm about to drop the.
It's on one of the free. It's on Tubi.
Yeah,
I think.
it's on Tubi.
Roku. It's one of those two. Yeah.
It's on Tubi. I got the link.
I know Dudley Moore made movies, but I can only think of the one.
Arthur
Yeah.
or 10.
He was in 10?
Yeah.
Really? I'm sorry. I thought it was just Bo Derek and that was it.
You're not in the backstage for my show, Bo. Do you want me to send you the link directly?
He just saw the movie.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Wait. I mean, are you double streaming or something?
No.
No.
he's listening to the link for the
I have a
movie.
Discord backstage for my show for the people that come on it regularly, so I can just send the link.
Oh, sure.
Okay. But you probably don't want that bugging you 3 times a week.
Oh.
Plus.
Yeah, well, I said I'm online so little now. It's amazing how I check in. I think there's like 2 kinds of streamers. There's the kind that get them with like no notice at all. Then there's the kind that give like that like 30-minute countdown when the stream is like starting, but it just counts down.
Yeah.
And then there's like what's his bucket? Dungeons and Discourse, who has like a 30-minute opening for all of his videos. It's like, dude, my gosh, just get to don't hide the weenie, man. If you want me to watch one of your videos, you don't need to make a 20-minute opening for it.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. The stalling to make sure people are in and watching. They can always rewind or watch later, you know. It counts as equal number of views.
It's bugging. It is bugging.
Oh.
Do I have any?
Yeah, Does Santa Claus is the one with Tim Allen from '94.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that's the Santa Claus with an E. The Santa Claus.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a
So
good one.
The Tim Allen one was great, you know.
The first
but-
one was good. The rest of them were meh.
Hot garbage.
Yeah,
Look,
I
that was
especially hated the idea. Oh, Santa Claus has to have a Mrs. Claus, otherwise he stops being Santa Claus. What?
Yeah. Well, it's just
Well.
MacGuffin. Oh,
Right, the one I'm talking
It's
about.
true, right?
Me and my grandpa growing up, that was every Christmas we'd watch that movie. So there's a lot of like
yeah.
aspects of it that I enjoy. It's probably not a great movie, but I can't get past the fond memories that goes with it. It's like the Robin Williams Hook movie, you know.
Beware false nostalgia.
Yeah.
One movie I freaking hate. It's either a Christmas or a Thanksgiving movie. Is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh
I hate
man.
that film.
I don't know if it
fucking
counts
hate
as a
it.
Christmas movie though.
I think it's American Thanksgiving.
That's a Thanksgiving movie. That movie has its
Okay.
place.
Yes, in the ash heap of history.
I love all John Candy's movies. I wish they were still around.
I'm a big Steve Martin fan and a John Candy fan, but that movie,
Oh.
literally, it comes this
I
close to
like
giving me
Steve
an
Martin.
anxiety attack.
All right, wait, hold on.
I never
The
really
one-
got Steve Martin. And
One-
go. So,
One of these two movies are end up in the trash. Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and I can't think of the other guys. Three Amigos,
the Three Amigos.
Steve Martin, Martin Short.
Martin Short. Yeah.
or Planes, Cars, and Automobile.
John
Planes,
Kerry. Not John Kerry. John.
Candy.
Yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I can happily ignore Three Amigos if it's on, but Planes, Trains, and Automobiles just makes me mad.
I got no skin in this game. I've never seen Plane, Trains, and Automobiles.
Keep it that way,
And-
bro.
And what little I've seen of Three Amigos disinterests me to the point that even as a kid, I'm like, I'd rather go play outside.
Mhm.
Hey, look, there's
I
grass
lump those.
outside.
I lump those two movies in with all of the Chevy Chase vacation movies. Any movie that is just nonstop bad shit happening when it's supposed to be a comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
the
you know,
situational misery comedy.
yeah, I freaking despise those with a passion. I'd literally rather watch the Gilmore Girls.
Fuck you. The Gilmore Girls is excellent.
Gilmore Girls is at least clever.
Yeah.
I just give Justin a hard time because I have no knowledge of anything about
That
the Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls gives me a hard time. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's an added benefit.
I don't care how hot the woman is. If it's the show has absolutely no interest for me, then I'm just gonna go.
That's fair. That's
Whatever.
fair.
And
Yeah.
You're
No,
not
watch
wrong.
something else.
There's like only two Chevy Chase movies that I'll sit down and actually three technically that I'll sit down and watch.
The Fletch movies.
No.
Was there another Fletch movie?
The-
That Fletch Lives? Was it any good?
There were
The
a-
newest one. There have been three. Two with Chevy Chase and one with what's his name from Mad Men.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch that because I actually like him as an actor.
It's pretty good. It's more faithful to the books, I think.
All right. I'm thinking of the Chevy Chase movies. Chevy Chase when he was in that movie with Denny Moore and Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, Better Off Dead?
Better off.
Oh, it was terrible. Oh
Is
my
that
gosh.
the one with Dan Aykroyd was the judge?
Yeah, Dan Hardy has a penis for a nose.
Yeah, I like that movie for some odd reason.
I don't know what movie you're talking about. Once again,
You're better off that way.
You're better off not knowing because that movie was hot garbage. And it was like literally like the worst movie of 1994, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's trash. It's hot trash.
I find it fun as like a comedic. It's another one of those like bad shit happens to you movies, but it's actually funny compared to like. It's not
Honestly,
miserable.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the only good thing about that movie was the soundtrack by Digital Underground.
You're not wrong.
The soundtrack was pretty good.
The soundtrack was awesome because I think Digital Underground is pretty awesome. But then I'm dating myself when I say that.
You're not dating. You're not alone when you're dating yourself with that comment there, Bubba.
The problem with Better Off Dead is it just didn't have like the ability to finalize the direction it was going. Like the concepts were like half baked, and then there wasn't
In that
enough budget to actually like follow through. They ended up having to cut half of the stuff.
What I like
Kit
about
bash. Time
Yeah.
to kit bash, baby.
And mostly that the budget issue was because everything was so over the top that it was a lot more expensive than you.
I want to have a large ass table that I can have a train set on that comes with hot dogs on hot dog night. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. That was
And a machine that literally grinds your like a wood chipper, like a slide of the bottom of the slide's a wood chipper to drop your enemies into. Yeah.
I got like a yeah. I'm
they could have cut the two giant babies though.
The only
fact
thing I
that
can
Dan
think of
Aykroyd
for like
played like 9 characters in that movie.
Chevy Chase in was the Paul Simon video. You can call me
You
Al.
can call me Al.
And that's only because he never says a word.
Well, if that's the case, you probably like Caddyshack because he only has like a couple
Caddyshack's
lines in
not
that
bad, though.
movie.
And I can take or leave Caddyshack. I saw it in the theater the week it came out, and I might have seen it once or twice since then. I'm not a golfer, and
I like I like the sequel to that with Dangerfield.
Back to School.
No, Rodney Dangerfield.
Back to School.
I'm trying to think. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a Caddyshack too.
I saw the sequel, but I could have swore he was in the first Caddyshack to begin with.
He was in the first Caddyshack,
along with Ted Knight and a bunch of other people.
Well, Ted Knight, that guy's a legend.
Well, the first one had Bill Murray as the screwy groundskeeper, and the second one it was Dan Aykroyd.
Back to School is a pretty good film.
Yeah,
it's all right.
The best thing about Back to School is when he makes a sandwich with spanakopita and cocktail meatballs.
The hoagie of all hoagies.
Awesome. Yeah, that's
freaking
awesome. I would just love to take a giant, take a whole loaf of French bread and stuff it full of spanakopita and cocktail weenies and what was the third thing?
I think it was just like meats and olives. I think it was olives.
It was.
It's still early here, nerdy. It's only like 9:30, so
it's 12:30 for me.
What's his name was the teacher? Sam Kinison was in that movie.
Yeah.
He will always. He's from my neck of the woods, so him and Richard Pryor.
And Gene Shepard, right? You're up in the Chicago area.
No, I'm from Peoria.
Oh, you're from Peoria. Gene Shepard was from outside of Chicago.
There was a saying back in the day: if it doesn't play in Peoria, it doesn't play anywhere. Unfortunately, nothing plays in Peoria anymore. That's not true. Chevy Chase is coming this coming Monday.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I kind of want to go for two reasons. A, I like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I love that movie for odd fucking reasons. And B, I like it. And I wouldn't mind throwing a shoe at him. It doesn't have to be my shoe.
Just bring an extra.
Exactly.
No, I was thinking more along the lines of, "Hey, can I buy your shoe?" What? Like, here's $100. Oh, okay. Here you go. Thank you.
If we want to find out what happens in,
is this going to get me banned?
Probably not. We won't watch enough of it. We're here to find out what he put in the sandwich, everybody.
Oh, there's a Binging with Babish video about it.
We're just watching the scene where he makes the.
I know that it's spanakopita. I know it's cocktail weenies. I just can't see what the third thing is.
Cocktail weenies?
No, cocktail meatballs.
Yeah, that's them. Deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs. That's right. Three things: spanakopita. I mean, it's all classic, hors d'oeuvre food, party food. Yeah. At least in the '80s.
Yeah,
but food in the '80s was not very good.
So, if you look off to the side, you stop sharing. Okay. He's got like the fucking meats the wrapped meats on a toothpick sitting right there. So he could like grab 8 of those and just like shove them off the toothpicks onto the spot.
Good night, Per. It's funny because
Good night.
I've been watching the HBO show The Sopranos. I've just been barreling through that show,
Yeah.
and because of that show, I probably have made Italian food at least like 4 times in 3 weeks.
We had lasagna tonight.
Oh, lasagna is. My aunt has a vegetarian. I'm not a big fan of vegetarian. I'm not a big fan of vegetarian food to begin with, but she has this really killer vegetarian lasagna that it's really good.
You know what's really interesting is that in the movie there's a scene where they eat pepper and egg sandwiches, and pepper and egg sandwiches are actually from Chicago, not from New York.
You ever watch a show where one of the actors says "jagoff"? That is a Chicago term. So either the writer is from Chicago or the actor is from Chicago. I was watching Criminal Mind later season after Manny left. They replaced him with the new guy. Well, not really new, but the other guy.
He left in season like 2, so that's
Is it season
like
2?
20 seasons.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's like, yeah, we're gonna get that jagoff. I'm like, I didn't know that term. That's a Chicago term. So I'm like, looked him up. I'm like, he's from Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, that show was pretty good up until I want to say about season 10, and then I was
What
out.
show? What went 10 seasons?
Criminal Minds went more than 10 seasons.
Yeah, I can't watch a show that's got 10 seasons. That's
it went.
And you can never watch One Piece.
Oh no, not what. That's shows like that are just an exercise in self hatred. It started like Dragon Ball. I'm gonna start watching Dragon Ball. It's just been like 35 seasons. You're gonna be dead before you get caught up.
Yeah. I've watched all. Hey! I grew up watching Dragon Ball.
Okay, you're right. But if I started right now, if like my 12-year-old said, "Hey, I'm gonna start watching Dragon Ball," be like, not even if you watch the double speed, kid, you're never gonna get caught up.
Okay, so Mandy left at the end of season 3. And he came back for an episode in season 10 and an episode in season 15.
The reason he left that show.
How is that he died?
Yeah, he got knocked off.
Yeah. He died in season 15, or maybe it was a flashback.
They don't show him dying, but they get the phone call.
Yeah, exactly. Because he'd left the show like he always does with every show he's ever in. He gets all pissy and prima donna-ish and just little diva.
The excuse I heard, I don't exactly believe him.
Okay. I'm reading it here. It says archive footage for season 3, episode 3. Archive footage for
that's the
season
worst.
3,
archive
episode
footage
20, and the other 2. So technically, he left the show in season 3, episode 2.
At least he was the actor wasn't dead then.
Well, no, he should have.
I knew he wasn't dead, and he's done some great work. But when he leaves show after show after show, it's just like, dude, what are we supposed to think? You know what I mean?
Well, his reasoning, he did an interview I caught not a while ago. The reason why he left that show is because the storylines was just hurting his soul as a person. I'm like, because everything I read is he's pretty hippie-ish. A huge pacifist.
No. He was in Dead Like Me, for Christ's sake.
That was dark humor, but no, he's
I enjoyed him. There's a handful of movies he was in I enjoy him in. There's a couple shows he's in I enjoy him in. I have nothing really bad to say about the guy. He's a grown up. He gets to choose what he wants to do for work. At the end of the day, that's what breaks down to. It's his choice.
I would have worded that as he gets to choose to shit where he eats, but okay.
He was great in Princess Bride.
But that wasn't a series.
No, what I'm referring to is you get the reputation of I'm going to stay so many seasons in a show that I'm going to quit. Eventually, directors are going to be like, yeah, he's not worth hiring.
He still gets work.
Because he's done so many things, and so he has so many fans that they know if they get him for a little while, it's better than not at all.
Yeah, well.
There is a plasma pistol. Is this a Space Marine plasma? No, it's a Sisters of Battle.
And like I said, he's
little green stuff could fix that.
I never saw what
especially being especially
was
being
in-
Chaos Space Marines. They take all of their equipment after
Well,
all.
I know, but I'd have to cut off the fleur de lis and cut off the scope, and I will say that I don't think it's right. I got a
Leave the
power
scope.
fist, from the one of the Grey Knights kits, but it's got like the claws, like
Nice.
with the claws. I'm gonna make kit bashing a sergeant, so I need a pistol for him, and I would prefer a plasma pistol since gear doesn't cost anything anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
I can see wanting to take off the fleur de lis to a degree. I mean, once again, you could also kit bash and leave it on and just say that it's a trophy just to face the fleur de lis.
Right, but it wouldn't be the right scale for his giant primary, Astartes hands.
Yeah.
Because Sister's plasma pistols are human scale.
So what were we gonna say there, Shadow?
Wasn't
I don't have
Mandy
any Space
Patinkin
Marine plasma
in
pistols.
Chicago Hope or one of those doctor shows for a while as well?
I wouldn't be surprised. He really, the thing about Mandy Patinkin is it doesn't matter if he works in Hollywood or not, because you can always get a job on Broadway in a
Right.
hot second. He's a song and dance. He's a musician.
Right.
He's a Broadway guy.
Mhm.
Like, okay, I'll just go do a show on Broadway. Pick up another
Yeah.
Tony, no problem.
It is prerogative.
The fact that he played George San Francisco in Alien Nation still blows my mind every time I think about it.
Oh yeah,
He
when he drinks the rotten milk.
He was in that American adaptation of that Israeli show Homeland.
Right.
The only reason why I watched that is because Claire
Claire
Danes
Danes?
was in it. Yeah.
Homeland.
And I had a thing for her since when she did that Romeo and Juliet movie.
Claire
I thought you were
Danes.
gonna say since my so-called life, 1994.
Morena Baccarin was in that series,
I
and she had a
kinda
really good
remember
scene
that
in
show, but
season
not
one.
really.
Here's
Yeah.
hey, look, here's a plasma
Well,
pistol.
I'll send it to
Screw
you,
it is.
Shadow.
I think this is
Your pal.
Mark
Yeah.
III Space Marine kit.
Oh, that's even better for a Chaos Space Marine.
Yeah, no, it's good. Maybe I don't know, but it's the right. I just got to find an arm. Nope, because it's a right hand. I'd have to. I'll just cut it off. I was gonna say it's a right hand. No, it's a left hand.
Just cut
It's
it
even.
off.
No, it's a right hand. Shit. Oh no, because the fist is on the right side. Awesome.
You
Just
know,
need to
I
find
had
an arm.
speaking of the whole term, I'll just cut it off. This was years ago. Maggie was maybe like, I don't know, 3 years old, and we're in Charleston, Illinois, and I had to pass a stone, and they weren't going to go in and retrieve it, thank God. And I think I told the doctors, like, just cut it off. I'm done with it. I no longer need it. I have a kid. I'm done.
Oh yeah.
That's brutal, dude.
The PP.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, my God. Why does it look so bad?
I could tell a story, but Justin would call me TMI again.
Well, I'm gonna call you TMI anyway. So.
But yeah. Anyways, anywho's.
Kidney stones aren't worth it.
So what are you doing with your bow since you still have like small kids? You do anything special for Christmas? Like go see
it's a pretty traditional fare. I mean, I try to put the kids to bed at a decent hour. Good luck, and then get all the. No, and I tell you what's the wild card this year is that typically my father-in-law always did a rib roast, standing rib roast.
Nice.
But we lost him about 2 months ago.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Oh,
He had cancer 3 times.
Oh,
It started in his prostate, and he had the robot surgery, which preserved most of the prostate, which is pretty good. But then after that, it moved up to his pancreas, which is pretty much a death sentence.
yeah.
And then he did beat, quote unquote, beat that. At least they thought he did. And then it went up into his lungs. And then this is really bad. He was working. So he died in August. Right up until like 3 or 4 weeks before he died, he was working. And it came so quick, he just became delirious. He did not even know he was dying.
Oh, damn.
He just he just thought he was sick, and even when the doctor told him he was terminal, he didn't get it. And then he was getting home health, and then they said, well, we're going to change this over to hospice, and they put a hospital bed, in his house, and they moved him into it, and he never got out of it. Really, it was sad. It was because the guy was always so optimistic, and the hardest thing is he was the biggest Christmas guy. He always did. He played the organ, and he always did a huge Christmas Eve concert. It started at like 10 o'clock on Christmas Eve and ended at midnight.
Oh,
One of the
wow.
local churches. And he did that for years. 30 years or more. And now we don't know what we're gonna do. One of the kids will have to take over the tradition of cooking. Hopefully, it'll rotate through because there are 3 kids. My wife, her sister, and her brother.
Do you have any recordings of him?
I hope so. I think there's at least one video of him playing, because luckily, we live in Salt Lake City. There's some pretty big organs in town, and he played most of them at one time or another. And I think there are some videos of him actually playing at least on the Salt Lake Tabernacle organ, if not the other ones. But yeah, it was he was my buddy, we worked together for years. I used to help him with his business.
This was your father-in-law?
Yeah, my father-in-law, my wife's dad.
Yeah, it's cool that you had a good relationship with him, because that's
we had fights, but who doesn't, right? Kids are gonna fight, and we were no exception. But and he had issues, but I'm gonna put a little green stuff on this arm. I think I don't have any. Do I have any actual chaos arms?
My grandpa McIntyre, he came over in the 70s with my dad, and Christmases with him growing up were like pretty epic. Old school Irish Christmases.
Oh, okay. So there was you had a couple of snootfuls of potatoes and a couple of snootfuls of single malt.
Yeah.
For breakfast.
In the Christmas potato glasses.
I want to get the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation moose eggnog glasses, but I don't want to pay like $500 for the set I found.
Oh yeah.
And you can't exactly 3D print those. You can, but it's not.
I wouldn't drink out of them.
Yeah.
Well, there are some certain things you can drink out of, but you also have to turn around and have the proper parameters for the printing, because I don't know if there's any resins I drink out of, but when it comes to FDMs, there's plenty you can drink out of, but they leak like a sieve.
Oh yeah. Maybe seal it with like an epoxy or something.
With the medieval reenactment stuff we do a lot of like cow horns into turn them into mugs, and a lot of them they use an edible wax to cover it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to learn how to properly seal a completely wax mug. I still have yet to figure out how to seal the strings. I dip those in wax, but they never hold.
Back in the day, I know a few people did this and they never got sick, which always amused the hell out of me. They would get a new horn, right? Then they'll just crack open a Guinness and pour the Guinness in there and leave it sit like for 2 days in the horn. Then pour it out, give it a really, really quick wash. Then it was like sealed. I'm like, ew.
Yeah. I could see sealing it with liquor that way.
But, like rugby and everything else, this sport doesn't exactly bring the smartest of people to the field.
Rugby's all right. Rugby's a gentleman's game played by hooligans.
You played,
no,
didn't you?
It's a hooligan's game played by gentlemen. Yeah, soccer's the other way around. You guys are Rugby's all right. I don't play, but are you kidding? They don't have a pee wee league. I'm a little bit small for rugby.
How tall are you?
Me, I'm like 5'11", but I was only like 150 pounds until I was in my 40s
Oh,
or
okay.
30s. I mean, I was a skinny mini.
Okay, I'm
until
5'9", and
now I could play. I'm 180. I'm 185 pounds now.
Yeah. My boxing weight there at the end was 180, 185, and I was either a prop or a hooker.
You're a hooker.
Yeah,
I've
guy
looked
stands in the
you a
middle and
hooker.
kicks the ball back.
I understand. I'm giving you shit.
I know. But no, all joking aside, man, Bo, it's been freaking forever. It's good hearing your voice, brother.
Yeah, it's good to hear you too. We've basically, I mean, like I said, I've just been working. I'm at the VA hospital now, and it's my work schedule has been killer.
When I was in high school, like the last year of high school, I switched high schools for reasons, and I had like knock out 100 hours of volunteer work, and it was like only had 3-4 months left of high school before I was able to graduate. And they're like, "Well, we need you to knock out 100 hours." I'm like, "The fuck you say?" Because I was working and school, you know.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay. Well, my uncle, who was a radiologist at the hospital, he had an in with a couple of the hospital VAs in my area. He's like, well, the one in my area. He's like, well, I think I can find a way to knock you out 100 hours. I'm like, okay, what? So I ended up working, volunteering for Race for the Cure. Which was interesting. Then I did the rest of it at a VA hospital. And good God, some of those old vets had some amazing, horrible stories.
I always hated that you have to volunteer to graduate high school bullshit.
Volunteer, huh?
I was not. Well, I went from like a public school. It was funny. I went from a boarding school to a public school to a private school for about a week. Then it was agreed by everybody that it was best if I didn't stay there. And it was a Catholic school here in Peoria, then to a public school. I didn't mind so much the boarding school, but
especially the rape, right?
Yeah, right.
I heard stories about those boarding schools.
I wasn't arrogant enough or pretentious enough to make boarding school, work for me.
Enough to get raped.
Sir, you're not my captain.
This arm is perfect, and this arm sucks.
I need to watch Brandon Fraser's School Tie at some point. I always enjoyed that movie.
School Ties.
Yeah, School Ties. I never saw it either.
I know the movie. I'm not a huge fan.
I get it. I enjoyed it. I like a lot of earlier Brendan Fraser's work. So, plus that movie had like damn near everybody in it too. That's was it Matt Damon? They just had a cast was pretty good. They all turned out to be like fairly major stars down the road.
Right.
I watched the first few episodes of Doom Patrol. I think maybe the first season.
Doom Patrol? Yeah, it's on HBO, right? I'd like to see that. That was a comic book that I didn't get into, but I kind of think I might have enjoyed it.
Brandon Fraser playing the robot character is fucking hilarious.
Well, it's just his voice, right? Isn't it like CGI'd or?
No, he's in a rubber suit.
Oh, even better.
I love movies. That's going back to the Danny Aykroyd, Chevy Chase movie with Demi Moore. The practical magic that they used in that movie is also one of the reasons I enjoy the hell out of it. Hell, I still like the old He-Man Masters of the Universe just for the practical magic aspect. Aliens. I know.
The live action? Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
The only movie he did that I didn't care for is The Punisher. I'm like,
I'd live with it.
Punisher wasn't some weird guy who lived in the sewers naked meditating. I don't care what anybody says.
No, but I did like that he lost a ton of weight for that movie, though, and like shrunk way down, because you think that a guy who lived like the Punisher would end up losing a lot of weight and being half starved.
Yeah, did he do that movie before he did the Rocky, or was that after?
After, yeah.
The Rocky movies, and I quote, I'm of the I know generation. I'm not a generation technically X, but I still have some of the jokingly some of the fucking traits. Quoting movies is definitely one of them I have. Like, if he dies, he dies.
That's right. Oh no, well, it depends on the movies. I mean, we quote 80s movies at work on a daily basis.
Oh, so. I do too. Yeah, I'm at the lounge at the cigar place, and if something happens, there's always somebody quoting some 80s movie. Every so often they stomp me, but it's far and few between.
Oh,
I think
I was thinking about something, but I can't remember what it was.
Did any of you guys see the new Alien movie?
Nope.
I couldn't watch it. I tried.
I enjoyed it, and I feel like I'm like I don't know. I like the first one. I like the second one. That's where I get off the boat when it came to the Alien franchise.
Well, you have to like the second one. That's like
right. This one,
that's where Bill Paxton gets the second half of his hat trick, or the second third of his hat trick, right?
Yeah, Terminator, Predator, he's an alien.
Yeah, he's been killed by an alien or predator. Yeah.
Game over, man. Game over.
Yeah.
Well, this is
probably the best, one of the best sci-fi war movies. And it was a lot of the inspiration for my current sci-fi game, actually.
Well, that movie came out in that movie came out
88, 89?
Yeah. Last Starfighter I liked for Enemy of Mine with Dennis Quaid.
Yeah. Dennis Quaid, Lou Gossett Jr. So what, are we gonna start up the Sunday movie show again, or what? Is that what
I've been wanting to. Just right now, life has been just kicking me in the fucking nuts, left, right, and down the center. I'm just lucky enough that I can, hop on a few people's streams. Justin, I've been wanting to get on yours, but you just do it, either I'm at work or I want to fucking sleep. It's one of the
he does it
fun.
Dark 30.
We started at 1 my time now.
Well, that's right when I'm asleep.
Yeah, that's fine.
And, fucking, for anybody who's gone, I have what they consider medically, I have but you'll know what I'm talking about. I have a lung cyst.
Oh, okay.
So it's not.
And he works at a cigar.
Hey, cigars give you mouth cancer.
Yeah,
unless you smoke them wrong.
Unless you breathe the smoke, right?
Right, which I don't.
Well, when you're at a cigar, when you're at the lounge, they don't smoke them at the lounge.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm not arrogant enough to say no. I never inhale any fucking cigar smoke. It's
secondhand smoke.
Yeah, no, I get
which is the most deadly kind of smoke, bro.
Hey! Cooking, baking over the stove can give you cancer.
No,
now, so.
This smoke is the most dangerous kind of smoke, bro.
What? I didn't see.
I was pointing at myself. I'm just,
Oh.
I didn't have a problem going back to my show on Sundays. I was really into the sci-fi aspect, and I'm not saying that we're not getting back into it. It's just my life just kind of freaking blew up in 5 fucking directions.
I get it.
And where I moved right now, I actually get to live with my daughter. So here's my choices: hang out with my daughter or talk about.
Oh no, that ain't no question. You got to hang out with family first.
Yeah.
Who says?
Okay.
Any father that's worth a damn?
Well, I'm not a father, so I don't know damn.
Yeah, you're a mother, though.
Oh. Where the fuck did Shadow go?
Technically, no wrong in the fact that I have had kittens in the shed, and they definitely considered me a surrogate mommy.
Well,
Yeah. We all know you're a mommy. Unlike Shadow, he's just a gay pornographer.
Ouch.
You haven't been around.
Gay pornographer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the story on the
Is that
left.
his new hobby? Is
No,
Vikings.
I let somebody on the show.
Oh,
one
I heard
time.
about that. I heard about that a minute ago. Yeah, you were just talking like on your stream there.
Yeah.
Evidently,
Yeah.
somebody came on and he gave you the full Monty. He was like doing the guy from the Silence of the Lambs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, fucking
He
Five
puts
knuckles
lotion on
bumping.
his skin, or Shao gets the hose again.
Yeah, he looked like a kind of guy that used lotion.
I didn't know.
I
Fucking
This
didn't
was
look.
a
I
buff-
didn't look that intently, Justin.
I didn't know this was a buff. I didn't
did you
know
make
your
eye
show was called
contact?
Buffalo Bill.
Justin
think-
still has waking nightmares. Let's put it that way.
No.
I have seen Killing Fields, and it does not bother me as much as this. Okay.
I'm thinking maybe once a month if I can get my ass.
No,
back
don't
into
ever have that guy on again.
Oh no,
And ask
no.
that guy to come on.
Actually, on people to have on, I would love to have the guy who fucking bombed hard on Legions of Myth about the yogurt and the D4s.
No. You know who I want on?
Hmm.
But
Garvey?
I need a way to like make sure his camera can't be active. Everyone on these platforms, you need
All
to
right,
start
never mind.
writing in, allow the host to disable a guest's camera without their ability to override it. Because I want to have Felix on, but I don't trust him with a fucking camera.
Who's Felix?
You don't
Justin's
know.
number one fan.
You don't know Felix?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yeah,
Felix.
Justin's got a little boy toy he's keeping on the
Stalker?
side.
Yeah, I think it's you. I think it's actually
You
you.
know-
I wish it was me. That would be the greatest troll of all time. But no.
Yeah.
If I could get Condor on my show, I'd have him on for at least once.
Horse shit.
Fuck that.
Well,
I
one
would
second,
stop
one second.
talking to you.
I think I can
I'd
get.
rather have Garabay on.
Oh, Justin?
I think I can get
I'm sorry.
Condor for you. Just give me a minute. Okay, ask your question while I'm looking. Okay, TCG.
I actually,
Oh.
every once in a while, I turn on his videos just to see what kind of madness he'll because he's like shouting in the dark. He made this video yesterday about how second edition AD&D is his game. And I want to think, dude, that's like, no one else wants it, dude. Fine, go ahead. You can say that, and it's like you're just picking fights with nobody that wants to fight with you. Nobody gives a rat's ass.
Here's the thing.
No one gives a French fried
The
fiddler's.
worst thing you can do to that guy is ignore him.
Oh, I know. I get that. Well, I'm looking at it this way.
The worst thing is ignore. No, I don't, like I said, just to freaking ignore him. So what? I mean, who cares if what cares if his rant? If you looked at the funny thing is that both him and Garibay, if you look at any given video, they've got like 15 views and no engagement. That's awesome. That's the thing. And so what I'll do is I'll watch and I know that if the way the algorithm works, I've made videos and I know there's nothing worse than watching that somebody watches like a minute of your video and then they stop. That's what I do. I'll watch like a minute of it and then go away with no engagement.
I won't even do that.
No, because I said the guy is a train wreck, man. The guy is absolutely. I said he rants about nothing. I mean, at least Shauna was mildly entertaining. This guy is Oh man, honestly, I just it's so humorous to me. And Garibay is the same way. He's says I don't know, these celebrities are like
Okay.
D&D
I've got
metaphors.
I've got Condor DM in the waiting room. Conall.
You do not.
Oh, here we go.
If
What's
you
a
did, it'd
steaming
be
pile
awesome.
of
Bring
shit?
him on. I want to talk to Condor.
The
Condor
trash
DM.
panda.
I mean, if that's another thing. The only problem I have with Condor is the problem I have with a lot of people. He
Nicely done,
swears. He cusses for no reason at all. There's no reason for that many f-bombs to come out of his mouth.
What the fuck? You have a problem with the word fuck?
That's just,
Oh,
only when
it's
it's
a
used
little
as a
late.
punctuation mark.
It's a little late.
What was that, Crafty Gamer?
Oh, so it's a little late now, but I responded to Justin's calling me a woman or a mommy with a picture. I sent it to Shadow, but then I forgot he can't share his Discord without it freaking out his computer. So I sent it to Justin because he can share it. That's my response to Justin calling me a mommy.
Okay, let me just.
Well, the way I'm kind of looking at it in my head is I had Sean on my show once, and that was fucking forever ago. And if I can get Condor, I'm like only one person away from pulling off the hat trick.
That's right. Yeah, Garibay, he'd be done.
This is my response to Justin calling me a mommy.
Are you a goblin dummy mommy or orc, whatever she is?
Hey, if I gotta be a mommy, that's the mommy I want to be.
Death by snoo snoo, is that what you're saying?
I'm not touching that with fucking Shadow's hands.
Yeah,
Shadow would
will
touch
let
that.
you. Hey, is this your way of coming out trans crafting? Just
Hey, there is nothing wrong with liking a well-defined woman.
Hey, let's kind of steer away from that topic right now.
Yeah.
Until she whips out her peen.
That's why I don't go to Thailand.
If she's over 5'7", she's got the cock.
Anyway.
That's a Bear story. Bear has a French friend, because he does live in Quebec, who literally went to, I think it was actually Thailand, I almost said Quebec, went to Thailand or someplace like that, and his literally the first sentence out of his mouth when Bear asks him, "So, how was Thailand?" The women, if she has over 5'7", she has a cock.
And that does not mean chicken.
I think I'm gonna go watch Full Metal Jacket.
You want number one? Me love you long time.
Oh,
that movie will fucking give you whiplash by how, as soon as Gunny dies, they go right to Nam. There was no.
Well, that's how the book was too.
No loading up on the planes. No, hey, this is what.
Even though, if you look at it like statistically, because the characters, Joker and Cowboy. See, so Joker was a sergeant and Cowboy was a corporal, so they would have had to have been in the military for at least 2 or 3 years. So even in Vietnam, there's a 2 or 3 year gap that you're not really privy to in the between the time that they kill, and not just the time they also went to school.
Well, hey, does anybody remember what Gunny's real name was?
Arlie Ermy? Oh no, Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, or the actor's name.
The actor's name.
Arlie Ermy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I live like 2 blocks away from a street named after him.
Maybe.
I can't verify this, but I heard his daughter was supposed to be amazingly attractive, but all the guys that she brought home was like more or less scared away within like 15 minutes of dealing with dear old dad. Which
evidently he was like the nicest guy in real life, aside from his reputation, and he was actually, I think he was medically discharged from the military for falling out of a helicopter or something like that.
He's like one of the few people to pick up a rank and no longer be in active service.
Yeah, he got an honorary promotion because he left as a staff sergeant, which is still nothing to sneeze at, considering he was, like I said, he was like medically discharged, and he actually was a real life drill instructor.
There's a couple other YouTube.
Oh yeah, there's actually a story about that. I think it is from Full Metal Jacket, where he was hired as an advisor.
Yeah.
And the director noticed that the actor, compared to the advisor, the actor didn't know shit. So he literally just hired the, what's his name, and had him play the part of the drill sergeant.
Can you guys imagine how much better Starship Troopers would have been if he was in it?
Oh, yeah, he'd have made an amazing.
You're only saying that because he was a drill instructor in Space Above and Beyond.
Oh, fuck no. I'm sorry, but we're talking about Michael Ironside here. And
not only that, but
I didn't mean replacing him. I didn't mean replacing him. Just find any other role for him to play. If he had
make him a general or something. Yeah, hell, I like Michael Ironstein, but he would have been an interesting pick for
Michael
that role as
Ironside.
well.
No. Couldn't have done it. It wouldn't have. No. I was thinking one of
Michael
the other.
Ironside always comes off as a slow burn. You know, he's not. He's unhinged, but he's more smoldering.
Yeah.
Except
he's
in Total Recall, where he was actually just awful.
Even then, he wasn't like explosively awful. He was more
Calculated.
Does
calculated.
anybody remember his character from? I know a lot of people don't like it, but the Highlander 2.
Yeah.
The first thing he does as a character is send 2 assassins because he's afraid another immortal who is literally, obviously at this point, decided to die as an old man. He's afraid he might decide to come back, so he's going to send 2 assassins after him. That was a total scumball character from the very beginning.
He always kind of plays a wonky donkey type of character, but I like him as an actor.
I liked him in Sequest. He was the second captain.
What was that other TV show?
That's what I think it is. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Was he in
V? He was in V.
No.
Yes, he was. I might be the one you're talking about. He was in V though. I mean,
wasn't he in like War of the Worlds or one of those cheesy sci-fi 80s series?
I'll look it up.
I don't know.
Here we go.
I'm surprised he didn't do any
Michael Ironside.
I'm surprised he didn't do any mafia movies. If he did, I don't know which ones.
Recall, Top Gun, Scanners, Starship Troopers. He was
I
in
will say
Barry
this:
2 episodes.
if I had a way to replace Steven Seagal with Michael Ironstein in all Steven Seagal's movies, I would do it.
Okay.
No, because he doesn't look native. The whole point of in most of the Steven Seagal movies, he plays like, oh, he's the native, and the evil miners have come onto his land, and they're gonna, clear cut all the timber, and he's got to stop it or strip mine.
Don't care. I think it will still work. We'll put him in a headdress. It'll be fine.
Isn't he like Italian?
I don't know what his real name is. It'll say his real name. That is a kick-ass kit bash right there.
A bunch of stuff.
I gotta find a helmet. I gotta find a head with no helmet.
Do you have any idea when this series was?
I could have swore it was in the early 80s.
Okay, so
usually if you look at IMDb, it'll have you can separate television and movies.
Yeah, but it's like in
that's
a bunch
a cool
of
head.
One season of this, or one episode of this, one episode of that.
Sure,
he was in Smallville. He was Lois Lane's dad.
Dude, wouldn't imagine if he went to pick up some chick and he's like out cleaning his shotgun, like loading it with rock salt when you go to pick her up. You can have my daughter home by 11, right?
Whatever you plan on doing to my daughter, I'll do to you. Okay, you're taking me out for dinner and having a nice evening.
That's right.
That's funny. I never found Ironside scary at all, to be honest.
No, he's. I get him more as like the gruff.
Most of his
gruff hard ass.
Most of his characters. Hell, he was in a Karate Kid movie.
Incredibly competent at best. That's why I hated him so much in Total Recall, because he was just a sniveling little, kind of like Tim Curry in The Shadow. This little weak.
Say what you want about Tim Curry, but that fucking smile he used to pull off back when he was younger, that smile fucking like, oh my god, he should.
That's the smile he gives you right before he asks you if this rag smells like or smells like ether. Does this rag smell like ether to you?
If somebody told me he owned an ice cream truck in his early 20s, I would believe him.
Yeah, you ever seen him actually? In any of his old music videos?
Oh yeah,
Tim Curry.
Mm-hmm.
When they were filming Rocky Horror Picture, I hate that show. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Him and this gentleman called Anthony Head were trying out for the same role. Anthony Head is best known for his role off of Buffy.
The movie or the TV show?
TV show.
Anthony
He was the
Hale.
librarian.
Oh yeah. Okay. Giles.
He also did that
You know, there's an R
opera.
in that word, right?
What?
You said there's an R in that word, right? Librarian.
Librarian?
Oh,
Librarian?
you're doing me on Conall. Conall speaks fucking Irish, not English. No. He's V and Sequest.
That's what I said,
The only
V.
two
He
shows.
wasn't in like what was that other one? Third Wave or
Nope.
I used to love that show.
No.
Really? I
Third
thought
Fucking
Wave
Robert
was
England
also
was in
later.
V. Fuck.
He was the fifth columnist.
He's actually been talking about doing another fucking Freddy movie. I'm like, so are they just gonna roll Freddy out in a wheelchair? Well, I say that because I had the same opinion when Alice Cooper came to Peoria. I'm like, well, they're just gonna push him on a wheelchair for the show. I mean,
Yeah, you
What are you
could now
talking
think
about?
that the Rolling Stones are still touring.
yeah. Well, yeah, I am a strong believer that I think Keith Richards is a lich. His phylactery is probably either his bong or something of that related.
I thought they replaced Keith Richards with a woman.
Speaking of people that look
Would that really be replacing him then?
Dude does look like a lady.
No,
No.
I'm watching The
Aren't you
Labyrinth.
talking about Steven Tyler?
Yeah, they're all the same, bro.
Oh
I'm
my
watching The
God.
Labyrinth with my daughter, and she asked me if Hobbs was a Keith Richards. I'm like, I can see it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's like, oh fuck, I can see that.
Hogwart, Hoggle, what's it? Yeah, Hogwart.
Yeah, whatever his bloody name was.
Hoggle.
Oh,
The only thing
Hoggle does
that
have kind of.
the only two things that stuck out for me as a childhood with Labyrinth was Jennifer
Connelly.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
fucking hot.
She was
She's
like,
so
she was like 15 in that movie, right? You pervert.
I was a kid.
yeah, it doesn't count.
It kind of does, considering she's older than I am by a little bit, I think.
Yeah, she's like 50. She's a few years older than we are. Not a
Um,
whole lot older than we are, but yeah.
that and fucking David.
Even when I was the appropriate age, she didn't hold any appeal for me. She was she
Really?
immediately even with the character's arc, the face struck me as stuck up bitch.
So?
Honestly, I never saw she was plain at best to me, but my standards are pretty high and just
You're high, all right.
Yeah, your standards are pretty high. Anything that doesn't have hair, given the fact that's what you grew up with.
No, anybody
anything without a
doesn't speak
penis.
English.
Well, he likes his lady boys that way too. Did you ever watch Young Blades?
no.
The
No.
Musketeer
No, I don't know
show?
what that
'Cause-
is.
I remember Young Bloods, the
Ironside.
hockey movie.
yeah, Ironside did 13 episodes of that, which I'm assuming there were only 13 episodes.
Of what?
Young
Right.
Blades. It's like a Three Musketeers style movie.
That
TV
sounds
show.
very ice cream truck related.
Yeah, there were only 13 episodes,
Nice.
so he was.
Now he's got to peel this thing off the base and put it on a new base, and we'll be good to go.
He was Cardinal Mazarin.
Yeah, go. It was a Cardinal, definitely an ice cream truck then.
Yeah.
I
Captain Martin Duval was played by Bruce Boxleiter.
Oh,
Yeah.
who was the later captain on Babylon 5.
And the Scarecrow.
God, I still can't
And
get
it's
past
Scarecrow.
season 1.
Okay. Despite this, so not despite, but because Shadow has said numerous times I've got to watch it. I am like episode 10 or 11 of the first season, and
Babylon.
it's not good.
Season 1 is hard. Because the problem is it's a really good overall story, but there's a lot of filler episodes because it was the 90s and they were still doing like long form television back then.
Mhm.
I like long form television.
Yeah,
Like
but
what,
it's
22, 24, 5 episodes a season.
yeah, and you definitely trim about 10 episodes out of like the first 2 seasons each.
I said this last night on Bears. Last night's on Bear. Well, the night before, on Bears show. I was playing Babylon 5, the battle simulation game, which is fun. I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. And I'm over at the guy's house. We're playing it. He's like, one of his friends, one of my friends, mutual friends, says, I'm going to put something on TV if that's okay. And they're like, yeah, whatever. So it's like, well, since we're playing Babylon 5, I'm going to put on Babylon 5. I'm like, okay. And he just picks a fucking random episode. And the one of the main actresses that had that bone crown, Patrick Swayze haircut looking thing.
The bone Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, the lens.
She's being tortured by this interrogator. Then I'm like, okay, this is kind of interesting. I'm watching a little bit. I'm already planned out my movement for the next scene. At the end of the episode, you find out that's fucking Jack the Ripper. I'm like, come on, guys. Jesus, what kind of jumping the fucking proverbial shark is this bullshit?
Yeah, that was gay. I'll give you the like there are like
most
stupid
forms
things.
of time jumping in sci-fi because usually they're fucking ridiculous, like Star Trek with Mark Twain.
It's
like,
okay, now
Mark
you
Twain
know what started out as an
future.
accident. I can forgive the original series for it because Roddenberry had no budget.
Oh no, that wasn't the
so
original
he could
series.
reuse
That
set
was the
pieces. Okay, that you're right. But
That was
time
second-
travel
next
became an
generation.
integral part of Star Trek because of a budget crisis by Gene Roddenberry. Now we've got to deal with time travel in every freaking Star Trek franchise till the end of time. It pisses me off.
In the case of the interrogation, whatever the episode of Babylon 5 was, the Vorlons abducted Jack the Ripper, and are keeping him in stasis and bring him out every now and then when they need to put someone to Inquisition.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yes.
The Inquisition.
What
Here
we go.
Whoever played Mark Twain in the Star Trek did a pretty damn good job.
Hey, listen, when it comes to American authors, Mark Twain is like on my top 5 all time.
Do you like Gene Shepard?
There's no such thing as a good American author.
Jim Butcher.
Yeah, like I said, there's no such thing as a good American author.
Uh-huh.
I like Jim Butcher. He's an okay author, but there's no such thing as a good American author. Just on principle.
Show me a good Canadian author.
Your face.
Geddy Lee.
Touche.
Did you say Geddy Lee?
I said Geddy Lee.
For a second,
He's the only Canadian Americans know.
Yeah. For a second, I thought you said Harper Lee. I thought that person was like.
No, I think a lot of Canadians could recognize the name. What's his name? I already had it.
I will go Canadian author, motherfucker.
I have cock in my mouth. Shadow, I didn't know you could reach that far.
Dude, there ain't no way that's ever.
I do write about cock and mouths a lot.
He does. I'm certain of that.
How does that joke go? You build 1,000 walls, no one remembers you for being a great mason. You build 100 buildings, no one remembers you for being a great architect, but you suck one cock.
Oh, there is a hilarious joke off of.
I thought it was fuck one goat.
Yeah, it's the same.
Same thing.
It's not the same. Trust me.
And there's
I will trust you, Fred. You have experience in both of those, huh?
Okay.
Oh, Shadow. I want proof that you both fucked a goat and sucked a cock, and we'll see what one spreads around.
Either one of them down, but one is definitely worse than the other.
Yeah, because it's not gay. It's not gay if it's a girl goat, is what he's saying.
We'll just say we'll put both of them out there on Pornhub or whatever.
I'm so going to
see what one spreads around the fastest and what one you become more famous for.
Check it out.
Use a scientific method.
This is the sergeant from the kit, and this is the one I kit bashed. Not bad.
Gotcha.
But this
I
one
was
doesn't have a
gonna say,
backpack yet because I haven't glued the backpack on because I want to paint underneath it. Because it has a cape. We love capes, right? Freaking love painting capes. Oh my gosh.
two
Not
things
painting,
really
just
quick.
love capes.
When people say shit, my favorite thing is somebody's like, somebody's like, this tastes like shit. I'm like, what is your point of reference?
Every job I've had in my entire life.
You get a pass, good sir. But when somebody
I
just
have.
randomly, when somebody just randomly is like, this tastes like shit, I'm like, what is your point of reference? Or this,
Yeah, ask any nurse what C. diff smells like.
Oh, okay.
Once you've smelled C. diff, you will never. The diarrhea that is C. diff. Like, oh, yep, that's C. diff. Had a code brown the other night. Actually, that's fun.
Cold brown.
See, yeah, well, you know what a code red is, right? Or a code blue. A lot of hospitals, a code blue is a respiratory arrest because they're blue.
When my daughter was born, she wasn't breathing.
I thought it was a song by that one punk band. It had a completely different context.
Was it?
Well,
a code pink is like, or it was. I think it was code.
An abducted child. Yeah, code pink
Yeah.
is usually an abducted child. Then a code green is a disruptive patient, and a code brown is shit, like on the floor or in the bed, or any placement on the toilet.
You're right. I've been in a few stores where I've heard a code brown. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, huzzah.
I kind of just figured. I'm like, brown. I get it.
Yeah, it's.
Oh God. What was I watching? I was watching like 5 seconds of just a small clip. It was a hospital show. I think it was Grey Anatomy. I never watched the show, but I've seen like small like clips of it. And it's
Sure.
We get a code black. I'm like, the fuck is a code black?
I don't.
And that's like when they bomb in a building or something. That was what their
terrorist threat.
Yeah.
Sometimes they keep those. Sometimes they keep them like kind of like not secret, but they don't say. So because so they can announce over the PA without alarming the whole building. Mm-hmm. Like if a code red is a fire, right, and everyone knows that a code red is a fire, and then when they say code red 3 West 725, and you're like, oh shit, there's a fire over there.
No, it makes sense that they have. It makes sense. So I got a joke for you guys, and I'm gonna call it night because we're about ready to do this for 2 hours, and I need to get some sleep. I gotta work tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, I gotta do a show.
2 guys are to go Christmas shopping for their wives. They're walking around the mall, and they just don't know what to get their wives for Christmas. And the first guy looks at the second guy, says, "You know what? I'm just gonna buy my wife a dildo." He's like, "Why is that?" Well, if she doesn't like it, she can go fuck herself.
Okay.
Oh, one more joke. I'm sorry, one more joke, and this will be the last one. All right, 2 Irishmen are sitting in a boat fishing. And the first one's like, "Hey, I think I got something." So he rolls up the line, and it looks like an old-fashioned lamp. And he's like, I wonder what the hell this is. And the guy behind him's like, "I bet you it's a genie." He's like, "It's no genie. Fuck off." And he starts cleaning it off, and poof, genie pops in. And it's an old, crusty, he looks like he's 1 billion years old genie, right? And they're like, "Oh, God, do we both get 3 wishes?" He's like, "No, you both get 1 wish apiece." And they're like, "Okay." Well, the guy in the back gets all excited. He's like, "Oh, I know what I want. I know what I want." And the genie's like, "Okay, so down there, what do you want?" He's like, "I want the entire lake to be nothing but Guinness." The guy in the front of the boat turns around and is like, "Oh, you fucking stupid bastard. You fucking twat." The guy's like, "What?" It's like, "No, we got piss in the boat."
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It's something to wish for. I want a little box that every time I open it, there's a fresh bottle of Guinness.
And people say I'm an alcoholic.
Cold Guinness.
Cold. Or warm. Who's your opinion?